为度化天下无边无际的有情众生，速得无上正等觉圆满佛国，请大家发广大殊胜的菩提心，以及方便广大密咒胜动机，并且如理如法的谛听。
Please listen to the teaching by cultivating the two aspects of supreme motivation, the vast intention of the Mahayana Bodhicitta, and the vast method of the secret mantra Vajrayana, so it's able to lead all sentient beings as limitless as space to the state of the unsurpassed Buddhahood.
OK， 那今天呢，我们继续开始讲入行论哈。入行论呢，我们今天是在第5品就是正知正念品。在正知正念品里面呢，现在呢我们讲到比较后面的部分了，所以我们的科判我们就不讲了，今天就直接讲这个进入这个主题这样哈。那今天的主题主要呢是在讲什么呢？主要就是讲我们要对舍弃对身体的执着的部分首先是讲这一个。
So today I'll be continuing on the teaching to the guided Bodhisattva way of life. And we'll continue in the teachings that we previously were in chapter 5. So we'll continue on. Because we have been pretty well into this chapter, so we're gonna skip about the introduction and continue into the actual teaching. So today's the main theme or the main topic of this upcoming next segment is regarding to abandon our attachment to our own physical body.
那首先呢，我们要知道为什么我们要对自己的身体的执着要遣除这些执着呢？因为我们比如说是没有办法手持清净的誓言没有办法手持清净的戒律，或者是没有办法精进的修行这些都是来自于我们太爱护这个身体，我们太执着这个躯体，而导致就是这些事情。所以呢，我们为了能够更精进的修行为了能够更亲近的手持誓言以及所有的这些相关戒条，所以呢，我们对我们的这个身体呢执着呢，就要先要遣除掉，就算完全遣除不掉，至少也要对这个执着呢减轻一部分，这样。
And what is the reason that we need to eliminate our attachment to our own physical body? Because the fact that we are not unable to uphold pure samaya vows, as well as upholding our precepts, and as well as sometimes our inability to practice diligently, the cause of all these things it really comes from our own attachment to our own physical body. So thereby, in order to do these things, such as upkeep the purity of our samaya, to uphold our precepts that we have obtained, and also to be practicing diligently, we need to eliminate our attachment to our own body. If not completely eliminate the attachment, at least reduce the level of attachment.
所以呢，在这里呢，首先是比较就是以一种问答的方式，在说是怎么样呢？这里说秃鹰贪食肉，争夺扯我师，若如不经意，云何经爱惜？那我们为什么要保护这个身体呢？如果他答案是因为我不保护他的话，他会生气，或者说就是他会不高兴，所以呢，我要保护他。如果是这样的一个答案的话呢，那当死亡来临的时候，当你的身体被这些秃鹰就是因为藏地的话，大部分都是天葬嘛，在天葬的时候呢，这些鹰就会来吃掉这些亡者的尸体。 所以呢，这个时候大家在这里争夺、抢、扯的时候，那你为什么那个时候没有什么任何的不高兴呢？所以呢，那个时候如果没有不高兴的话，为什么现在你要不高兴？一定要保护这个身体就是这样的一个意思。所以呢，就是说这里主要就是对这个身体的这个执着就是从这个方面来观察的话，那个时候没有不高兴的话，为什么现在要有不高兴的情况呢？
So why is it that we have so much attachment to our body? Why do we protect our body? One of our answer might be that if we do not protect our physical body, we will be unhappy and we might be upset if something happens to it. Then, however, here as it says that one does not object when body is being dragged here and there by vultures coveting its flesh. Then why do so now? So here the teaching is really is being presented in the form of question and answering format. Here it says that if you do really cherish your body, if you really want to protect it, because of the fact that if you don't, then you will be unhappy or mad, then how come you wouldn't feel anything when the vultures come and tear your body apart while you passed away? Here it is mentioned vulture because in the Tibetan custom, the deceased are often buried in the form of sky burials, where the vultures would gather and toward the physical body of the deceased person and eating the flesh while it's being torn apart. So really, it really comes to the question that would you really feel unhappy or mad at the time of death when the vultures come and tore your body? If you aren't unhappy then why are you unhappy now? So this is really kind of like comparing as that talk about your own attachment of your body. If you observe from this perspective, if you don't feel any sense of unhappiness, or if you don't feel any sense of anger when you passed away and the vultures in your body, then why would you feel any sense of these things right now?
亦如于此生何故至且乎？如必即个别，欲如何所需？这里就说，主要就是说，我们的意跟这个身体是个别的两个，不是一体的。就是不是一体的，为什么你还要去保护它呢？因为这个不是你这个身体跟你心意你是个别的就是不是一个，所以你保护它拿来干什么呢？所以你保护它没有任何的作用就这样的意思。
And then it reads, "Mine, why do you protect this body, appropriating it as your own? If it is really separate from you, what good is it to you?" So here it's really telling us that our mind and our body, they're actually separate entities. They're not a single entity, that they're not the same. So if they're separate, then why are you trying to protect your body? Because the body is not you. The mind, you are your mind. So the mind and body are separate. So if they are separate, what is the point of protecting your body? It serves no purpose to protect your own body.
这里说，痴意如云河，不护尽数生，何苦勤守护？拂须臭皮囊。那这里说，如果他说心意，他说虽然我这个身体跟我是两者，但是呢，我需要他，就是一个依靠者就是我要依靠他做一些事情，所以呢，我是需要他如果是这样说的话呢，那这里说，那为何你不依靠一个就是干净的就是清净的，像木头一样，你不依靠一个这样的物质，为什么要依靠一个这样肮脏的？这样就说有多种就不净物结合的一个躯体呢？为什么你不找一个比较干净的这样？
And then it reads, "O fool, if you do not consider as your own a pure wooden statue, why are you guarding this foul machine composed of impurities?" So here it just continues that um, even though you say the mind and body are separate, you may say that, but we need this body because we need to, this body serves as something that we need to rely on, something that's a support for us to do certain things and complete certain tasks, etc. Then it really comes to ask you, then why wouldn't you just rely your own on a pure wood as a pure wooden statue? Why would you rely yourself on this kind of impure, here it says foul machine composed of impurity. So it really talks about the impure body, how our physical body is impure because it's composed of various impure elements.
首当以意观悉除表皮层，次以智慧见剔肉离身骨，复解诸骨骼，手观至于髓，当自如是就，何处见精妙？这里呢，就是有点像我们在观空性的时候在观空性的时候呢，用中观的逻辑来推理我们人的这个身体的不存在的这样有点跟这个逻辑有点相似。那如果你说是这个东西是我需要的，或者这是干净的，这个中间有一个精华我可以使用等等，你有这样想的话，那我们就来分析一下每一个步骤就是首先把我们的这个皮全部剥掉，然后呢再放在一边，然后呢把我们的肉从这个骨头之间分裂出来，然后把肉放在一边，然后把骨头放在一边，然后呢把我们的血就是放在一边，然后我们的内脏全部放在一边。当你这样一边一个一个的分析出来的时候，在这里面的精华或者你需要的在哪里就是基本上就以这样的方式去观察这个躯体是不是我们应该要非常执着它的，非常爱护它的，或者是非常就是说值得这样爱护的一个对境就是这样。
So, and then it reads, "First, with your own intellect, peel off this sheath of skin, and with the knife of wisdom, loosen the flesh from the skeleton. Break the bones, look inside and the marrow, and examine for yourself, where is the essence here?" So this is similar when you attempt to engage in practice to observe or analyze emptiness using the teaching presented in the Madhyamika teaching, such that so that you can conclude, you have this firm conclusion that our physical corporeal body does not exist inherently. So here is talking about that if you do think that this physical body is something that you really need, it has this essence that you need, that thereby you cherish it, then we can begin by analyzing what is that essence. So it reads that first we can analyze by taking away our skin, and then we separate our flesh from our bones, and then we set our bones apart, and then we continue to look down, and we set our blood aside as well as our organs. As you continue to analyze, then where can you find that essence, that thing that you always cherish upon, that you think you always need? Where is that? So this is the way of observing to understand whether or not this physical corporeal body is something that is really necessary for us to be so overly attached to or be overly cherished to.
如是勤寻觅，若未见精华，何故忧贪着爱护此构身？就是经过以上我们仔细的去观察，从头到脚，从皮到骨髓我们就是仔细的去观察以后呢，我们都没有见到一个真正的精华，就是真正的值得我们可以保护的，或是值得我们去就是爱护的一个对境的话，那么为什么还在这里辛辛苦苦的爱护它，然后保护它一个这样就是不够的这个 不是不够的，是有够的这个躯体呢？就是这样。
And then it reads, if searching carefully in this way, you do not see an essence here, then say why you're still protecting the body today. So if we are able to analyze, as we mentioned just now, that from our head to toe, from the outer level to the, from our outer appearance to our innermost physical body, if we analyze and observe in this manner, then we can really realize that there's no such thing that is really for us to kind of that to protect or to cherish, that such essence or that thing is not there. So then what is the point? Then we can realize that there's really nothing worthy of us to be so overly attached to protect and to cherish this body, which is composed of elements of impurities.
入垢不堪食，生邪不易饮，肠胃不适循，身腹何所需？贪生为一因，为护因食。就是在这样的一个仔细的观察下的话，以上这些都没有什么用处。除此之外，这个你也没有办法享用它，就是这些血肉也不能吃，也不能喝。唯一你保护这个身体的目的，是不是就是为了这些你死了以后，就是为了这些狐狸或者是这些鹰就是为了他们的食物你在保护呢？就是这样。
So here it reads that if you would not eat it as impure as it is, and if you would not drink the blood nor suck out the entrails, then what will you do with the body? However, it is proper to guard it for the sake of feeding the vultures and jackals. This wretched body of human is an instrument for action. So really, we can kind of continue to conclude or to see that this physical body, if you're not gonna eat it or drink anything out of it, the blood or the entrails, then what is it that you can do with this body? What is it that you can use it for? I think the only thing it will be left for use is that by the time of death is for this body to be as a feeding food for the vultures and jackals. So this is what we really comes down to in terms of our physical body.
这以上呢，这个还有非常细节的，就是观察我们的这个身体的这些部分，这个我们就要仔细的自己的去做些观察，详细的观察。这个主要就是为了我们断出对身体的执着因为我们在表面上我们是完全没有看到我们的这个身体到底是什么样的一个结构组成的，还在一直不断的执着爱护，然后呢就是就算是别人说你不好看，就这样别人讲一句话你都马上就不高兴，然后心里面产生嗔恨心，然后呢就是生气情绪马上就起来。为什么？所以这些都是我们对这个身体过于的执着过于的执着会导致什么呢？导致就是我们继续的这个造业继续的积累这个恶业，导致我们永远在轮回里面走不出来。所以呢，这个身体当然就是我们并不是说这个身体对我们完全没有用，有用，但是它的用处我们要用在对的地方。这以上讲的这就是说，如果我们没有把它用在对的地方的话，这个对我们来说毫无意义的。所以呢，对这样的执着要遣除掉，是这样的意思。
So there are actually more details in terms of how we can observe our own corporeal or physical body. So this is what we need to have this careful examination. And really, this is really comes for the purpose so that the purpose to eliminate really our sense of attachment to our own physical body. Because on the surface, we haven't not really seen or understand what this body is really composed of. and we just continue to remain attached to it and continue to have overly cherish for it, such that if someone comes around and say you're ugly, then there's a good chance that you will get mad and develop anger, and then and your emotions suddenly will arise. Why is that? It is because that it really comes from our overly attachment to our own physical body. And what would this lead to? What is the consequence of this? This will only lead to our accumulation of more negative karma, and then cause us to continue to dwell in the samsara. Of course, this is not to say that our physical body is completely useless. It is actually useful, but however, we need to use it in the right place. So here, what is really saying that if we do not use our own physical body in the right place, for the right purpose, then it's really totally pointless. So that and to have all these useless attachments.
所以呢，我们对这个身体的作用我们没有就是好好的利用它的话呢，这个身体对我们来说就是毫无意义的，就上面讲的一模一样的，只是为了这些秃鹰，然后这些那个狐狸啊，为他们在养这个肉养这个身体一样的，这没有什么别的任何的意义但是呢，一旦我们真正的把这个身体能够使用在正确的方向的话，那就是不一样了。所以呢，在这个方面的话，我们必须要仔细的观察，不要以为说，为什么他们这样说？为什么，是不依附一个木头，然后要依附这个没有道理啊？也许会这样想，不是这样的这个是非常有道理的。在这个里面，我们不断的去对这个身体产生执着，强烈的执着，执着到别人说你不好看，你都马上会生嗔恨心这样的阶层的时候。那你就真的是就是失去了一个非常非常好的一个修行的机会了，因为这个之后等于就是你的执着对这个身体执着太强烈了，你以为这个身体就是你，然后呢，而且呢，就是你跟这个身体你以为是无二无别的，你就是他，他就是你。我们真正的观察一下，是不是？完全不是。身体就是身体，你就是那个灵魂。然后再细致的观察下去的，你以为你的那个东西也是不存在的这些都是我们在一个无明的当下，没有做任何的就是分析，没有做任何的用智慧的去研究的时候，我们就以为这个就是我，然后就是一个大体上像执着一个这个身体而已。仔细的去观察的时候是不存在的。所以呢，这些都是无明而导致了一个我的存在。然后呢，当我的存在这个你认定了以后，你就对它产生一个强烈的执着。当你产生了一个强烈的执着的时候呢，在这个强烈的执着的基础上，你就会遭很多的业力所以呢，这里主要讲的重点就是对我们的这个身体不要有强烈的执着，重点是这样。
So here, if we do not utilize our physical body for its properly, for its right function, then it's really completely useless to us, because just as it said here in the teaching that you're just continuing to feeding your continue to growing the flesh of your physical body for the feeding of the vultures and jackals. So, however, if we are really able to put this body in this right use, put it on the correct path of use, then it's really completely different. So this is something we need to really examine for ourselves. We need to have this thorough examination. You should not feel like, oh, what does it say? What does it mean here? What does it say that is why we should not rely on our body, but to rely on or instead we should rely on a piece of wood? So it kind of don't make sense to me. It actually does make sense if you really really take the time to examine and see and understand what it's really trying to tell you. And then by doing so, you're able to really reduce our sense of attachment. And then if we're able to really practice, then we're able to have a more deeper understanding of what it is trying to tell us. However, if we do not, then you'll continue to be your own way. That sometimes if someone says something bad about you, you will get mad and then have this strong emotion, and you lose that opportunity to practice. Because because it has always been that you always think that the body is same as you. You are the body. This misconception has always been with you the whole time. So thereby, we need to really practice and examine if it's really our body, if our body is really us or not. So we really need to continue to analyze. As you continue to analyze that you from your body that to yourself, and then to the core, to the bottom, where that even the concept of you or the concept of I, that concept, it does not inherently exist. And the reason we have all these misconceptions is really due to our lack of wisdom. We tend to think that our physical body is us. This is us. This is what we are. This is really due to the ignorance in our mind stream that caused that first that we believe this that I, the concept I or we, exists. And once we have that as a basis, we begin to have this strong attachment to this concept, and then we have the attachment to our sense of I, as well as the physical body. And then with these strong attachments, we just continue to commit or accumulate negative karma. So here, really to put forward is the key point here is to tell us that we should not have these overly strong attachments to our physical bodies.
那如果是这样的话，是不是就我们这个身体就完全没有用？所以就完全不用没有什么任何的用处呢？它不是，在这里说，医生当修法，那我们可以有用的，有用在什么地方呢？依靠这个身体，我们可以修行佛法，我们可以利益众生啊，所以呢，这个就是它的用途。除了之外的话，就没有什么用途了。这里说古印惜此生，独为修诸善。总入户如此，死神不留情。夺以是因狗突食，复何如？那唯一的我们保护这个身体，或者是养这个身体，养育或者保护这个身体的唯一的目的是什么呢？唯一的目的就是修善法修行利益众生这个就是唯一的目的。除此之外，没有什么别的任何的这个意义。如果是别的意义，就是说没有任何的别的意义了就是唯一的就是这个。我们要为了修行佛法利益众生而保护这个身体，而不是我爱这个身体，我执着这个身体而去保护它。
Then now, does this really mean that our physical body is completely useless? Does it serve any purpose at all? Actually, no. The sole purpose of this physical body for us is to use it to practice Dharma, Buddha Dharma, and also engage in positive actions and benefit sentient beings. Otherwise, it really serves no other purpose. And then, as it says here, it says that even though you protect the soul, merciless death will snatch the body away and give it to the vulture. What will you do then? So really, it continue to tell us that really the sole purpose of our having this body is really put it in forth of the positive actions and Dharma practice and to benefit sentient beings. Otherwise, really, there's no other meaningful purpose for our body. So thereby, we need to understand that we have to protect this body for the purpose to engage in Dharma practice and benefit sentient being, not because of our own attachment and our own cherishment of this body.
这里说，若普不堪事，主不以衣食养生而他去，为何善养护？这里举一个例子，比如说一个仆人或者是一个工作，我们就说不说仆人，就是一个人工作你在上班。那如果你不为这个公司做任何的事情的话，他们会给你薪水吗？不会嘛。一样的道理，如果这个身体不为这个众生利益众生，不行持善法的话，你养它保护它有什么意义？没有意义就是一样的道理，你就要把身体看待成一个这样的就是看待成就是拿来 它唯一的意义就是修行善法，利益众生如果是不这样的话，给他衣服穿，给他食物吃，没有什么用，任何的意义。这样。
And then it reads that you do not give clothing and such to a servant if you think he will not stay. The body will eat and pass away. Then why do you waste yourself? So here is really talking about in terms of a servant, or rather we should say a job. If you go to a job and then you don't do any work, will you get paid? No. Likewise, if this likewise, this physical body, if you don't put it in the use of Dharma practice or benefit sentient being, then what is the point? Why would you keep this body? Like, it doesn't really do any other purpose for you. It doesn't really help you at all. So again, our physical body is really the sole purpose is to benefit sentient beings and also engage in Dharma practice, or else it really serves no other means.
这里说己丑必心资当领伴物理，无益则欲比一切不应于念身如舟楫，为统去来依，为伴有情力，修成如一身这个非常重要所以呢，在这里说，就好像我们给员工薪资一样的给他的薪资以后呢，他让他要承办这个公司的这个事业业务就是要他承办一样的。我们给这个身体食物养他，给他穿的，给他住的，那我们要他承办什么呢？承办修行自律的，然后呢，利他的这些一切事业这样的话呢，才养他才有意义的。所以呢，我们不应该把这个身体变成一个没有用的。不但没有用，而且还给我带来非常大的痛苦，就是让我遭很多业的一个对境，而是要把它做成或者变成一个成就如一身，这个很重要，变成一个真正的我们在那个暇满人生难得里面讲的，就是把它变成一个如意宝一样的这个身体是这样。
And then reads, therefore, mind, upon giving the body its wages, now serve your own needs, because not everything earned by a laborer should be given to him. Consider the body a ship, because it is the base of coming and going. Set the body in motion at your will in order to accomplish the welfare of sentient being. So this is actually very important. So again, just like giving salary to a worker, when you only give salary to a worker, so if the worker is able to serve the purpose, your own purpose, or the purpose of the company. Likewise, if we give the food and clothing to this corporeal physical body, so that it will able to accomplish what we achieve for us, which is here the goal of engaging in Dharma practice and accomplishment of benefiting ourselves and others. So again, we should not just allow our body to become something useless, and not only useless, but allow it to become something that always causes us so much negativities. Instead, we should use it as a mean to use it for us to really attain the goal of benefiting sentient beings. As I mentioned in the teaching of having the human body of freedom and advantages, that this is really what is intended for. This is what the kind of like the opportunity, or this physical body is an opportunity for us to attain that, to able to really benefit ourselves and as well as others.
这里说我们要把身体当做一个船一样的。如果你有一条船你这个船完全没有把它用于渡河或者渡海的一个工具的话，那你这个船拿来有意义吗？常常给它维修，花很多的钱在上面，然后就维修摆在那里，有用吗？没有用了，一样的道理。所以我们的这个身体要把它当做一个帮助我们度过轮回这个苦海的一个工具来利用它。 所以这样的话呢，它就会变成一个我们所谓的就是如意身一样的这样的。
So here it says that we need to treat consider our body as a ship. If you have the ship, but you don't really actually put it in use, such as to get you across rivers or ocean, then what is the point of having the ship? And such that you can continue to fix it or do all these maintenance on it without actually using it for its purpose. Is it really meaningful to have that ship? Likewise, we need to really use our body to really put it in its right function or its right purpose to help us to pass through the sea of samsara, so that really this body will become something like wish fulfilling, something that allow us to accomplish what we seek for.
哦呀，所以在这里说的这个身体就是有不够的这些物质结成的一个身体。那是不是在这里我们说密宗里面讲的身体是坛成的有点相违呢？这个是完全不相违的因为在这里是我们以显宗的观点来观察我们的这个身体，因为在显宗的观点里面呢我们的见解还没有达到那么高的层次，所以我们完全看不到那个境界的所以在这样的一个境界当中呢，我们的这个身体的确就是这样的但是呢，到了更高一层的境界的时候呢，我们的身体的结构就是我们在密宗里面说不能把自己的身体看待成污垢的，看待成不净的这样的这个是密宗的见解。但是修行的层次到那个境界的时候呢，我们一定要把身体看成就是佛的庄严的坛城我们在讲的我们心间有42极尽尊头顶上有58的愤怒尊就是文武百尊的坛城这个是我们再高一层的见地所以呢，这跟这两个是完全不违背的。
So here we have talked about how we look at the body that is composed of various impure elements. Then there might be a question regarding that. Does this contradicting the Vajrayana teaching, in which in Vajrayana teaching we need to, our view is to regard our body as the mandala. There is no contradiction, because here in this teaching it is really coming from the level or the perspective of the sutric teaching, the sutric path. Because in terms of the level of view, the sutric level is not as high as the tantric or the Vajrayana level. However, thereby, once we reach to the higher level in the Vajrayana level of view, then we cannot regard or view our body as something impure. But instead, we need to have this view that our body is the Buddha's mandala, such as that in the heart center of our body, there's 42 peaceful deity. On top of our crown of our head, there's 58 wrathful deity, such as that our body is composed of the mandala of 100 peaceful and wrathful deities. So there's really no contradictions on here.
所以在这里讲的就是针对我们的这个身体有强烈的执着，而且这个执着，我们对这个身体是实有的执着，而且这个身体认为就是我，这里存在一个我执这样的对境来为了遣除他们的这样的我执而讲的。
So here, this teaching is really for the strong attachment, for those who have the strong attachment towards the physical body, such as that they have this attachment where the body is something that inherently exists, and that the body is me. This is something that is inseparable from me. This is for the purpose of eliminating this kind of attachment that this teaching has been presented.
当然，就算我们了解或者听到过我们的身体是坛城，不一定你能够证悟到那个境界。我们还是要从首先对这个身体的执着，遣除对身体的执着开始，然后把这个身体当作为一个工具度这个 海的一个那个船只一样的工具来看待，从这样的层次开始修，然后修到最后，然后就是可以达到一切清净的这个境界。所以前面这一者都达不到，直接要达到上面的层次是不可能的。
Of course, even we may hear or I kind of have this initial understanding that our body is a mandala, you may not have yet attained the real genuine realization of the level yet. So here we need to really start from the kind of the basic, that we need to first eliminate our sense of our attachment to our body, physical body, and treat it as a ship to accomplish what we set forth. Then as we continue to practice, then we'll be able to ultimately reach and realize the level which all phenomena is pure. So if you have not have begun from the basis, from the beginning, to try attempt to reach the final level is something that's impossible.
所以如果没有达到那样的境界的时候，别人说你不好看的时候，你执着的是你会生气，然后你生气的时候，你执着的是我，你直接执着的就是我执而生气。但是你一旦达到了高的层次的时候，你也不会生气，但是你执着的也不是一个我的这个我执，而是不一样的层次。
So here, if you have not yet attained the realization, that high level realization, if someone calls you ugly, you will get mad, and you are getting mad because of your sense of attachment to yourself, the sense of I. However, once you reach that high level realization, you wouldn't get mad if someone calls you ugly, nor you would not have attachment to this sense of I. It will be a different level.
所以这一上呢，主要讲的就是我们要遣除对身体的这种执着，而帮助我们能够更精进的修行利众然后呢，就是要利用这个身体来就是修行佛法，就是第一个是遣除对身体的执着。当你遣除了身体的执着之后呢，你对这个身体的就是舍不得不让他辛苦这样太累了，我要爱护他，保护他，那种执着没有了。没有了那种执着之后呢，你就是可以完全知道我是可以利用这个身体，可以做更多的更好的事情，然后来去利用它来行持善法，利益众生主要是讲这两个。
So really here, the teaching here is a design or aims to eliminate our attachment to our physical body, so that it will help us to be more diligent in our Dharma practice, and help us in the goal of benefiting sentient beings, such that we are able to really able to utilize this physical body to do Buddha Dharma practice. So, but if you're first able to eliminate your attachment to your body, and once you do so, you would not think about how you want to cherish it, how you want to protect it, that you don't want it to be too tired, or etc. That you will able to utilize it. You have to understand that you can utilize this body to do something more meaningful, and have more purpose of benefiting sentient beings, as well as engage in positive actions.
然后接下来呢，就是主要讲我们在利益众生或者是弘扬佛法利益众生的时候，我们的行为应该怎么样就是这样的一个主题开始。首先就是平时行为极静就是讲的这一个，就是说自主以身心恒常露笑颜，平息怒闻眉，众有正实语就是这4句。
So on to the next topic is what our actions should be. What should our actions? What kind of actions should we have while while benefiting sentient beings? This is the next topic. And then it reads that one who has become self-control in that way should always have a smiling face. One should give up frowning and grimace, be the first to greet, and be a friend to the world.
首先，我们讲这里说自主以身心，这里为什么说自主以身心呢？我们一般的人以为是我是有自由，我是自主，其实不是，你是完完全全被烦恼、五毒控制住的。所以这里所说的自主，就是我完完全全不要被烦恼、五毒而控制，然后呢，我的身心都由我自己来控制住我的身心。不要被烦恼五毒而控制，这就是自主自身心。主要这里讲的是这个自主。
And here, when it says one who has become self-control in that way, the term self-control, why does it say self-control? Normally, generally, people think they always have controls over themselves, but that's really not the case. They're actually completely controlled by the 5 poisons in their mind stream. So here, when it says that one who has become self-control, meaning that they're able to allow themselves to be not controlled by the 5 poisons in their mind stream, but they're able to really control their mind by themselves instead of the 5 poisons.
当你如果是真正的没有被这个五毒烦恼而控制的时候呢，那你才可以恒常露笑颜那你就可以任何时候你接见到众生的时候，你都是去面带笑容，或是就是很高兴的，或者这样的一个笑容呢，可以面带就这个接待众生所以呢，当你自己控制住了自己没有自由了就是被这个自由了之后呢，你就要面带笑容，然后平息露文内，就是我们不要就是苦脸皱眉的，就是看到任何人都是苦脸皱眉的这样。苦脸皱眉是来自什么？就是来自五毒嘛，要不然你就是不高兴什么事情，要不然你就是在就是说心里就是任何的烦恼会导致这样的。但是呢，你一控制了这些之后，这就不存在了。当它不存在的时候，你也可以平息就是苦脸皱眉的这样的事情了，这样的那个角色。
When you have when you truly able to be not controlled by when you're able to truly have the self-control by yourself instead of being controlled by the 5 poisons, then you're able to, as it says here, you will always have a smiling face, and that anytime you see any sentient being, you can always be smile and friendly and be happy to them. This is when you are truly able to be truly free from the 5 poisons, and then you can always have a joyful or smiling attitude. And here it says that one should give up frowning and grimace. That you should such that when you're at that level, you don't need to always frown or have this really negative vibe for when you see different people, because where is frowning or where it says grimace, where they're coming from? It really comes from the mental afflictions of your 5 poisons, such that you are mad or something not going your way, etc. However, once you're able to have the sense of self-control, once you're able to really control your own mind, then these mental afflictions will disappear, and then you wouldn't be frowning or having this grimace anymore.
这个是非常重要的。我们见到任何人的时候都就是苦脸皱眉，这样的话这个是非常不好的。如果这样要利益众生的话，你完全没有办法利益众生的所以以前法王如意宝也曾经多次的跟弟子们讲，就是我们的态度和笑容面对众生的这是非常重要的我们在这个利益众生的过程当中的其中一项就是这个，我们对任何人的态度面带笑容然后呢就是不要苦眉皱脸的这样去对待，这是非常重要的。不只是在利益众生，在平时我们要接触任何人或者我们做任何的事情，这样的时候都这样的我们的一个态度可以导致很多很多的结果 所以呢，这是非常重要的，这个我们不能小看这样以后我们都是属于是大乘的，就是佛教弟子。如果是大乘的佛教弟子的话，我们的工作是什么呢？我们的工作就是利益有情众生所以呢，如果我们要利益有情众生的话，我们应该怎么做呢？我们就应该这里所讲的这样就是用平息就是很那个面带笑容的就是很亲切的这样的面对众生呢。
This is actually something very important. Whenever we see someone, if we always have this frowning face or have this grimace or this negative appearance, this is something that's very bad, because if you do so, then it'll be impossible for you to benefit sentient beings. As His Holiness Jimmy Ponce Rinpoche have said many times, that our attitude and our smile are actually very important in our effort to benefit sentient beings. So really, we should always have this positive attitude with a smile on, and not frowning, instead of just frown or have this negative vibe. This is not just limited to benefiting sentient beings, but it really comes down to anything that we do in our lives, such that our attitude can really lead to different outcomes. So here we all consider ourselves as the Mahayana Buddhist practitioners. If we are actually as Mahayana practitioners, our really main job is to benefit sentient beings. So thereby, if we wish to do so, if we wish to benefit sentient beings, then it also really comes down, our job is to always have a smile and be kind towards all the sentient beings.
然后这里说众有正实语，众有是什么呢？我们要承办利益众生的时候，我们必须要变成一切有情众生的朋友就是众有朋友的意思也没有什么别的那你一旦成为了一切众生的朋友的话，那你要利益众生就很容易了所以呢，在这里就是我们一定要变成一切众生的朋友，对任何人都有爱心、善意去对待。然后呢，从表面上的话，也就是我上面讲的，就是有很好的态度，身体上的很好的态度，心里的话就是有善心、好意的然后呢，就是这样去对待这些人。这样的话，你就要变成一个一切众生的朋友所以这个都是我们要自己尽量的去做的。有时候大家都说我是大乘弟子，我是密乘弟子，但是如果说你不是大乘弟子，你不是密乘弟子，你是一个小乘的话，有些人还会生气如果是这样，你生气的话，你就要做一个让你不生气的事情。不生气的事情是什么呢？你就直接做到一个众友对一切众生的朋友然后呢，就是对一切众生能够自己尽力的为一切众生做事的一个人这样的话，那你就是真正的大乘弟子，也是密乘弟子，就是这样的。
So, and here it says that be a friend to the world, this phrase, such that if we wish to benefit sentient beings, we really should, here as it says, to be a friend to the world. Without such, we must be friendly to everyone and really have this loving heart and positive attitude to all the sentient beings that we encounter. So from the outer surface, from the actions, our actions should always adopt a positive attitude. And then our mind should always have this kind and positive intention to treat and engage interactions with sentient beings, so that you can really truly become this, as it says, friend to the world. So this is something that we really need to continue to try our best of our effort to do so. Many times there are people that sometimes they often refer themselves as Mahayana practitioners or Vajrayana practitioners. However, if someone comes around and tells them that they're not, sometimes they may even get mad about that. But that's not really the attitude that you should have as in terms of being a Mahayana or Vajrayana practitioner. The attitude you should have is, again, that you need to be a friend to the world. You need to be someone that you're actually doing or working for the sake of the benefiting sentient beings in the world. As you continue to have this positive attitude, then you are really truly what we refer to as the Mahayana and Vajrayana practitioner.
然后这里说正实语，所谓的正实语主要的意思是什么呢？主要就是可以帮助到他人，可以利益他人的言语啊，就是正实语就是这样。哎呀，当然正实语也就是说啊，不撒谎，就是真真实实在在的语言，也就是正实语啊。比如说我们现在讲任何事情，我们不会就说哦，因为我喜欢这个人，然后呢，他说的什么我都说哦，他说的都是正确的。然后呢，另外一个人我不喜欢他，就算是他说了一个好的事情，我也说哦，他那个是不好的，这个是正实语吗？这个不是正实语啊，这个就是因我们跟随自己的烦恼在走啊，因为我们的烦恼执着自己的喜欢的那一边，然后呢就是嗔恨自己不喜欢的那一边，所以变成我们讲的语言跟别人讲的话也变成了这样啊。所以呢，这里正实语就是我们讲话要真真实实的，是对的就是对的，不对的就是不对的，不管你喜欢的人也好，不喜欢的人也好，这样。尤其是这里讲的正实语，就是可以利益众生的，可以帮助他人的言语啊，叫做正实语。那就是横说正实语，就是常常讲话，不是一般就是无聊的话，而是真正的可以帮助他人的语言。这样。
And then the English translation did not translate another quality. The quality is this quality referring to always speak or say genuine words. It means that you do not lie and you always say what is right, what is the righteous thing. So, such that sometimes whenever we see someone we like, then we may tend to always refer to everything that person say as something is okay, something that is right, even though it may be wrong. Likewise, on the other hand, if we do not like someone, even if that person says something right, we may sometimes regard those things as wrong, or it's not. We may think those aren't not the right thing, or not there's something that we don't agree upon because we don't like that person. This is really due to our mental afflictions, such that we have distorted our perspective based on whether we like this person or not. So here it really comes down to we need to have we always need to say our words should always be genuine. If it's something that is right, then it's right. If it's something wrong, then we should say it's wrong. And also regarding genuine words, it also means that we need to often really be careful, pay attention to what we say, such as our words should always have this able to benefit sentient beings, that we should always say these genuine words or words that can help others. So this is what it refers to as the quality of to always speak in a genuine term or say genuine words.
然后下面说，一坐忽随意，直发大声音，开门户粗暴，常喜，即进行。那这里呢，主要就是针对菩萨比丘、菩萨出家众这样的就是一些戒条比如说你要坐在任何的坐垫上的时候，或是到其他这个座位的时候，也不要随随便便不观察一下子就坐下去或者是就是随意的发出很大的声音开门关门这些都就是很大声的这样开门关门，看起来很粗暴这样都不行的这样都是就一些不当的行为，这些都是所以呢就是时常要有一个就是非常温和的，然后亲近的这样的一个行为，因为这样亲近温和的行为才可以这个对你的修行上度化众生上有帮助。如果是那样很粗暴的话，别人看到都看不过眼了，你还去度化什么？就是这样的，这是一个意思。另外一个意思呢，在这里说开门户粗暴，然后就大声叫这些 有很多的我们所谓的禁边地狱的众生啊，禁边地狱的众生，他们是，就是伏在门呐、窗啊等等这样的上面的，他们会以为这个就是我的身体，然后他们就伏在这个上面。然后当你开门关门的时候，很用力的这样拍的时候呢，他们会很痛苦，以为在打他们，以为是把他们绊在那里。这个是在其他的经典里面有讲到的，所以我们不管任何人开门关门呐、开窗关窗，这些都是要轻轻的开关。万一这里附有禁边地狱的众生的话，他们也会受到痛苦的这是另外一个意思。
And then it reads that one should not inconsiderably and noisily throw around chairs and the like. One should not pound on the door, and one should always delight in silence. So here is, excuse me. So here, what it's referring to is these are kind of like the general kind of like the reference of actions for pertaining more to the ordained sanghas, such that these actions you should not throw around chairs or noisily or doors, etc., so that you don't appear as someone rude and always have this appearance of improper actions, improper attitude, improper ways. That you should always adopt a mellow and gentle and kind attitude in your actions as well, so that it will be beneficial to your own practice and then also beneficial in your effort to benefit sentient beings. Because if you're always have this kind of like rude or like aggressive actions, such as pounding doors really loud, closing windows really loud, then you cannot really benefit sentient beings in that manner. So what's the point? And another point regarding the door on chairs and windows, etc., or the doors, it's because there are actually sentient. There are certain beings that hell realm beings from the hell realm, that for those who dwell in the what we refer to as the nearby hell realm, the realm of the near, the hell realm of the nearby. Loosely translate, that means that these type of sentient beings, the hell realm sentient beings, that they may see doors and windows as their own body, and then they may reside in those things, such as doors or windows. So if you often close the doors really loud or you pound the windows really loud, then these sentient beings may have this sensation that they're actually being hit they're actually being hit as if they are being hit with their own body. So we should always really be gentle, such as we need to close the doors or close the windows in a really gentle fashion, just in case that there are hell beings, the hell realm beings that are residing in these windows or doors, so they don't suffer.
哎呀，这里说水鸥猫盗贼无声行隐蔽，古城所遇事，能人如是行。这就是举的例子，就是说像水鸥他们要去捉鱼的时候，或者是猫要捉老鼠的时候，或是小偷他要去偷东西的时候，他都是非常非常就是小心翼翼的，然后不发出声音这样去进行他所欲所要得到的东西所以呢，能人这里讲的就是不是释迦牟尼佛，而是菩萨们你要行持这个利益众生的事业的时候，你也要就是非常小心谨慎的那就去行持，这样的话呢，你才可以利益到这些众生这样。
And then it reads, the crane, the cat, or the thief, moving silently and covertly, achieves its desired goal. The sage should always move in such a way. So such that when a crane trying to catch a fish, or if a cat trying to catch a mouse, or if a thief trying to steal something, they always do so in a really silent and in a really sneaky manner, so to say. They always move silently and covertly, that they don't they don't get too loud and etc. So to achieve desire, so that they can get what they want. So here, likewise, here when it says a sage, actually referring to as a bodhisattva, one should always also be careful to move in such manner to be really in a really unnoisy way and be kind of discreet way, so that they can benefit sentient beings.
好，这里第二就是必定随顺他众啊，我们就是讲这一个了啊。这里说益善劝勉人，为情饶益语，恭敬且顶戴，恒为众生图啊。这里是什么呢？就是比如说有些善知识啊，有些大德们啊，就是他给或者是就是一般的，我们就是金刚道友这样也可以的啊，他就是非常善意的啊，就是可以全面的劝告人啊，就是去恶行善啊，就是行持善业等等啊，就是常常给人家就是讲这样类似的这样的人也好，这样就是为情饶益众生的啊，或者是呢，就是说有些啊就没有要求他，或是没有请教他都，他就是自愿的啊，就是来帮助你，或者自愿的帮助众生，自愿的利益众生啊，这样的这些人呢，我们应当要非常恭敬的，就是好像我们戴帽子一样的，把它供在自己的头顶上啊，应该要听从啊他们的一些建议或者他们的一些教诲，因为这些的教诲里面是不会有自私的，不管是就算是在骂你一顿，他也是有利于你的一种教诲，所以呢，这样的教诲呢，我们一定要听从，而且呢，不但是听从，而且要非常的恭敬，要把它当成一个自己的就是这个上师一般的尊重啊，就是自己要成为把自己的傲慢心去掉，不管任何人啊有这样的意图的时候，言语的时候呢，我们都要恭敬的啊，就去接受。
And then it reads, one must respectfully accept the advice of those skilled in directing others and providing unsolicited aid. One should always be the pupil of everyone. So here is really actually going to sometimes spiritual friends or great masters, or sometimes your Raja friend, Raja Dharma friends, etc. If they are, if they always adopt this positive attitude and always trying to teach to others to avoid doing negative things and always engage in positive actions. Sometimes they even do so without anybody requesting them, that they voluntarily trying to help or trying to direct you in the right way. Then we should always have respect to these people like this. We should treat them as they are on the crown of our head, that we need to really respectfully listen to their teaching and then take their words into our heart. Because what they are saying, what they're doing, there's really no selfish intent. It's really for the purpose of benefiting you. If it comes out something as they are kind of scolding you, or it may come out as something a little bit harsh, but the intent or the kind of like the purpose is to really try to help you. And when you encounter these things, we should always be really respectful to that and to them, and really put aside our arrogance, such that whenever they have these kind of words or teaching for you, you should always, as it says, respectfully accept.
所以有些时候呢，比如说我们自己都已经知道的一件事情，人家好意告诉你的时候，有很多人都不愿意接受，然后呢自己以为哦这个我知道啊 ，I know 啊，就是这样的态度，这是不好的。不管是你以前听说过的，你知道的，但别人的一个好意，这样的话，我们应该还是要恭恭敬敬的接受，感谢啊这样的一种就是教导教授这样。
Sometimes people may come to us to say things that we may already know, such that they come and say something that you are aware of or you already know about. Sometimes you may have this attitude saying that you have this attitude where you display that you already know, saying, oh, I already know this, I already know. But even if you do know such certain things, but if they really come to you with a good intention, then you should really respectfully accept what they're saying, and then without any type of a sense of arrogance or discontent.
然后一切妙俊语皆赞为善说，见人行福善，赞叹生欢喜。一切妙语就是如果是有人讲法也好，就是说一些非常有这个功德的，或者是呢非常有意义的这样的言说的时候，就是应该要赞叹就是你说的好，讲的非常有道理等等的，就应该要赞叹。但是呢，如果是别人讲的没有就是说对这个也不是正法，把它讲一些无理或是这样的话，那我们就不应该赞叹。如果我们赞叹的话，那就是我们在这个支持一个就是不合理的或者是不善的一种法，所以这就不应该赞叹。我们不要说是任何人讲什么都赞叹，不是的。我们应该要有智慧去判断什么是该赞叹，什么是不该赞叹的。这里说了一切妙俊语所以呢，这个我们要知道有些人就说别人讲什么都你很好很棒，这样的话就是会变成一个让一些就是怎么说不合理的东西，或者要让一些不善的一些言语就是变成一个支持这样的一个东西了，所以这是不行的。我们作为一个佛教徒的话，我们真正的是要一个正知正念的，我们要有智慧去判断，这个是我需要赞叹的一个，或者不应该赞叹的一个对境，这个我们都要用智慧去判断。然后如果他讲的都是就是正确的因果取舍方面也好，或者是修行佛法上面也好，利益众生方面上，都是如理如法的一个演讲的话，我们应该非常的赞叹他是这样。一样的就是如果是一些人做一些修善的，就是修福德的有功德的这样的事情的时候呢，我们也应该要打自内心的去随喜去赞叹这个功德，而不是说就是为了他高兴，然后就是口头上你很棒怎么样这样，不是这样的，我们要打自内心的去赞叹他。但是呢，如果表面上看起来对方的人做的好像是个功德，但是内在真正他不是做功德的，而是他也是别的私欲别的一些私心的做的事情呢，我们不应该赞叹，我们不应该支持或赞叹膨胀这样的人所以呢，这些都是我们要有自己的智慧去就是判断而来做出一些结论的当我们称赞的时候，真正你发现的这是你称赞的对境，你要这个随喜的对境的时候，那这个就不是口头上的了，你要打自内心的一心一意的去称赞别人，一心一意的去随喜别人这是重要的。
And then it reads, one should express one's appreciation for all good words. Having seen someone engage in virtue, one should cheer him on with praises. So here is talking about if there's someone who gives Dharma teachings or saying something that's really meaningful, then you should praise that person if it's something that's genuinely positive, something genuinely good. However, if someone says something that's not genuine Dharma or ingenuine teaching or really negative words, then we should not praise those things. We should not praise those type of people or nor their words. Because if we praise those negative things, then we're actually supporting the negative cause. So we should not just simply praise everything that people say. We need to always exercise the right judgment to see what is the right thing to praise. And it says that we should really only praise to someone engaged in something of virtue, such as virtuous action. So because if you just simply praise to whatever people say, then it's just kind of supporting these unreasonable or negative things that may come out of the people's mouth. So and thereby, as Buddhists, we need to always be mindful to determine what is the right thing to praise, what is the right thing that we can say good things about. If someone's talking about the right genuine things, such as genuine positive things, such as the principle cause and effect, the Dharma, genuine Dharma practice, or benefit sentient beings, then these things should be praised. Likewise, if someone is engaged in us doing something positive and a positive action, we should also genuinely rejoice that kind of action too. But we should rejoice for the action itself, not really for the purpose or of making that person happy. So it really means that we need to be genuinely rejoicing the positive thing or rejoicing the person who is doing such positive thing, not for the purpose of making that person happy. And also sometimes if we see that sometimes there may be people, they on the outside, their action maybe something looks like there's something beneficial, but if they are doing so with some kind of selfish motivation, then we shouldn't praise or support that kind of actions, because doing so by only will enlarge that person's ego and also continue supporting this kind of negative motivation. So this is something that we need to always exercise judgment and really determine whether or not we should offer praise if it's the right thing or not. That we need to praise or rejoice. And again, and also, excuse me, when we are actually engaged in praises or rejoicing in someone's positive effort, it shouldn't be just words, but it should really be coming from our own heart, that you have a genuine heart or genuine motivation to praise and rejoice others in their positive action. This is something very important.
然后在这里，我们比如说称赞别人的，就是讲的话也好，或是做的功德也好，这些都是不是说是由我喜不喜欢去判断这一个事情，我们是要以他的言行是否是来自于就是善意，然后呢，来可以就是为利益众生、弘扬佛法，或是帮助他人的一个行为或者一个言语。以这样的方式去判断的话呢，大致上的话，我们就可以就是我们的判断不会有很大的错误的。
And also, when we engage in praising of others' words or virtuous actions, it's really not determined by whether or not we like that action or words or not. And we need to really evaluate whether these words or actions are genuinely positive, such that if it's something that's truly able to benefit sentient beings, or if it's something of a genuine Buddha Dharma. If we're able to evaluate in this manner, then our overall judgment of these praises or these virtuous actions shouldn't be too off.
然后呢，暗称他人功，随和他人德，闻人称以德，应少智德者。那我们通常的话，我们所说的称赞别人的时候，我们都是不在他的面前称赞他，这样的话有时候会变成好像在拍马屁一样的，就是好像是故意的在抬他一样的。但如果你真正的以为这个人有功德的话，你要在暗地里在别处他不在的地方应该要称赞他的功德，这样这就是暗称他人的功。随和他人德，就是如果是有人在称赞，比如说有一个你的朋友，然后呢，就是另外一个人在你面前称赞你的朋友的时候，如果你这个朋友真的有这样的功德的时候，你应该要在他的后面就是跟他一起就是共同的去称赞他的这个功德，就是随和他人德这样。
And here reads, one should speak of others' good qualities in their absence and relate them again with satisfaction. And when one's own virtue is discussed, one should consider it as appreciation for good quality. So here, when we engage in praising of others, we should not offer these praises in front of those people, because by doing so, it may seem something that's ingenuine, or you're kind of like the words as kissing up to them. So when you are praising someone, you should praise them without them. We should always praise their good qualities in their absence. And also here it says it's talking about when sometimes when people come to you and then they offer their praise or something good to say about your friends, for example, then also if your friend if it is indeed true that your friend does have this quality or did this virtuous thing, then you should also praise your friend together with this whoever that came and talk about it.
文人称以德，应少知德者。如果是听到别人在称赞你的时候，这个时候呢，不应该说我真的了不起啊，我有这个功德，不能这样想，因为我们要知道，别人能够一个人能够看到别人的功德，是他的功德啊，因为很多人是看不到别人的功德的，看不到别人的这个好处。所以呢，他如果能够看到别人的功德的话，算是他也是有一个功德的。要知道这是别人的功德我别人的功德可以看到，所以呢，就是自心也不能就是骄傲我真的是了不起啊，怎么样不能这样。
And then here it reads that when one's own virtue is discussed, one should consider it as appreciation for good quality. Okay, so yes, so this is also talking about that if you do hear someone's praising about you, then you shouldn't be overly arrogant or overly joyful, because in others, it is the virtue of others for them to see your virtue. That's just that when someone says something good about you, it's really because that person's own virtue they are able to see it, because not everybody is able to see the good things or the virtuous things of others. So in your mind, you shouldn't be overly arrogant or be overly joyful or excited about it.
然后说一切行为喜，慈喜，驾难估。这里所说的一切行为的话，主要就是除了我们所说的真正的行为之外呢，还有我们的言语我们的言行，应该说我们所有一切一个菩萨他所有的言行是为了什么呢？为了喜，喜是什么呢？为了众生欢喜就是一切言行都是为了众生欢喜。那为了众生欢喜的里面，也是为了众生不但是暂时的欢喜，而且是为了众生究竟得到欢喜而在做，而他的行为一切就是要为了这样的一个目的，为了众生的暂时以及究竟的欢喜。如果是你可以就是说达到让众生得到究竟的欢喜的时候，或者是暂时的欢喜里面，你应该要选择让众生达到究竟的欢喜那个目的去做就是这里说一切行为喜的意思就是这样。
And here it reads, all endeavors are for the sake of satisfaction, which is difficult to obtain even by means of wealth. So I will enjoy the pleasure of satisfaction in good quality, diligently accomplished by others. So here it's really regarding to, in terms of our words and our actions, or here referring to the words and actions of our bodhisattva. As a bodhisattva, all the words and bodhisattva are for the sake of satisfaction. But what is the satisfaction? The satisfaction is for the of the sentient being. So it's really all the words and actions of bodhisattva. Their purpose is to bring satisfaction to sentient beings, not only the temporary satisfaction, but also the ultimate satisfaction or the ultimate happiness. So here. So here it's just really by meaning that the bodhisattvas should always choose their purpose to bring the ultimate satisfaction to sentient beings. If you are able to choose, if you have the purpose to choose, if you have the choice to do so, that you should not choose only the temporary satisfaction for sentient beings, but you should choose the ultimate satisfaction for sentient beings.
然后呢，慈喜驾难顾。这个呢就有两个意思一个意思是什么呢？当你让众生欢喜的时候呢，那你自己也是会心生极大的欢喜。 所以呢，这种喜悦是用价钱是没有办法评估的，就是非常不可思议的一种喜悦，用价钱、金钱没有办法衡量的一种喜悦，这是一种意思。另外一个呢，就是慈喜，就是说我们有机会让众生升起就近与暂时的欢喜的这种机会是非常难得的，这个是任何的金钱的价钱，金钱是没有办法衡量的一种价值所以简言而之，就是说我们有机会利益众生，这是非常难得的一个机会，有这个机会是无价之宝也就是这样。
And it reads here that for this, all endeavors are for the sake of satisfaction, which is difficult to obtain even by means of wealth. When it says difficult to obtain by means of wealth, there are two meanings. One meaning is that this kind of satisfaction, the action or the words to benefit sentient beings, this kind of satisfaction is really cannot be even obtained by using wealth. This is something so this is something that's hard to have this is something that you can only experience when you benefit or bring satisfaction to sentient beings, such that you cannot obtain it through the means of wealth. So this is one meaning. And then another meaning is that to have this opportunity to kind of bring satisfaction, not only temporary, but also temporary and ultimate satisfaction to sentient beings. This opportunity is not able to be obtained through wealth. So simply put, to have the opportunity to benefit sentient beings, to bring them satisfactions, this is such a rare opportunity, and it's an opportunity that cannot be obtained through wealth, or nor can be measured by wealth.
所以这里说故当依他德，安享随喜乐所以呢，当我们就是听到别人的功德别人的就是善行的时候呢，我们应该要就是随喜他人的功德然后呢，就是去对称赞别人的功德就是应该要这样因为我们这样称赞别人的功德，随喜别人的功德的时候呢，他说如是今无损，来世乐益多。因为这个不但不会损坏我们今生的任何的任何功德任何的善行，而且呢，可以帮助我们增长很多的快乐和功德。所以呢，我们应当就是打自内心的去随喜别人的善行，随喜别人的功德。
And then it reads, there will be no loss for me in this life, and there will be great happiness in the hereafter. So thereby, whenever we hear virtuous actions of others, we should always offer praise and rejoice in their efforts in their virtuous actions. Because by praising or rejoicing in their virtuous action, not only it will not harm us, there will be no loss for us, but here it will but then it will actually benefit us more. There will be more happiness in the hereafter.
反之因贪苦，后世若苦更增。反而如果说我们看到别人的功德不随喜，然后呢去产生嫉妒心，然后呢就是自己不去随喜的话，这样反而会损坏我们的功德，而且呢也会带来来世的痛苦，增加我们的痛苦。所以呢，我们应当要选择前者，去随喜别人的功德。
And then thus it reads, but due to animosity, there is suffering of aversion and great misery in the hereafter. It means that if we do not rejoice or praise in others' virtue action, and instead just kind of so if we instead of if we do not rejoice or praise others of their virtuous action, it will really, instead of using jealousy or any type of other negative emotions to react to them, then it will really damage our own virtue and also really damage our merit, and then it will only bring more sufferings to our future life. So we really should just rejoice in others' virtuous actions, or praise in their virtuous efforts.
这接下来呢，就是善行自己之事，自己之事。出言当称义，义名与相关，乐意离贪嗔柔和调适中。那我们在讲话的时候呢，也应该就是很祥和的讲一些有意义的事情，然后呢，这讲话也是讲得清清楚楚，就是让在这个语言里面呢，不要掺杂任何的贪嗔然后就这样的就有柔和的语言呢，应该跟就是众生讲话的时候应该这样，而不是就说随随便便乱讲一大堆，然后呢让众生心里升起嗔恨心的、嫉妒心的、傲慢心的等等这样的言语呢，我们不应该讲这样意思。
And then reads that in a soft and gentle voice, one should speak sincere, coherent words that have clear meaning and are agreeable, pleasant to the ear, and rooted in compassion. So here it says that when we speak, we need to always say things that are meaningful and in a really clear manner, that it should not really involve in any desire or anger or any of these negative emotion afflictions. And also we shouldn't just randomly say a bunch of things that cause other sentient beings, other people to develop anger or jealousy or etc. These are things that we need to avoid when we say things, when we speak.
眼见有情时，诚此而视之，念我依于必能成，乃能成佛道。然后我们看众生的时候看众生的时候也是应该有非常慈祥的眼神慈悲的眼神去看这些众生，要想到因为依靠这些众生他们的帮助下我才可以成佛，因为不依靠众生的话我也没有办法成佛，所以呢以感恩的心态以慈悲的心态呢应该看众生这样。为什么呢？因为一个菩萨要成佛的时候他是要修六般若波罗蜜多六度的话没有众生的话六度没有办法形成，所以呢我们看一下六度里面的比如说布施、持戒、精进、就忍辱等等这些对境都是众生，所以呢我们以感恩的心态，然后呢以慈悲的心态呢应该要看众生这样。
And also it reads that one should always look straight at sentient beings as if drinking them in with the eyes, thinking, relying on them alone, I shall attain Buddhahood. So here is saying that when we see or sentient beings, we should always view them, see them with this attitude of compassion, to think that with the help of the sentient beings, I shall attain Buddhahood. So thereby we should always adopt this compassionate attitude towards sentient beings when we see them. And why is that? It's because as Bodhisattva, the path to attain Buddhahood is through the engage the 6 paramitas, such as generosity, upholding precept, diligence, etc. All the 6 paramitas require the subject of sentient beings in our path. So thereby, we should always have this grateful and compassionate attitude towards sentient beings as we can whenever we see them.
所以呢，在这里今天讲的都是我们度化众生，怎么样去利益有情众生的。当然，我们要利益有情众生，自己要有能力。如果自己没有能力的话，我们就好像一个断臂的母亲要去救他被冲走的孩子一样的，心有余而力不足所以就根本没有办法 所以呢，我们必须得自己要好好的闻思修在自己好好的闻思修的这个之后呢，我们才有力量才有能力去度化众生，帮助他人。
So here, what we have said today is really focused on how to benefit sentient beings, etc. Of course, in order to benefit sentient being, we must really be capable first. We need to really have this ability to do so first. If we are not capable, then we are just like the armless mother who's tried to save her children in a rapid stream. So first, we need to engage in learning, contemplating, and practicing. And as we continue to do so, only then will we become capable and have the ability to benefit sentient beings.
所以说到闻思修这是非常重要的。我们作为一个修行者，没有闻思的话，修是不存在的。闻思也是我们不管是闻思任何的一部法的时候，不要说是我听过一遍就再不用听了，不是这样的。我们听一遍的时候，我们懂得有一部分；我们再听一遍的时候呢，我们会懂得更多。在这样的时候呢，同时我们也可以修的，也是更进一步的可以实修所以有很多人就是把这个闻思的部分呢就是当作为一个在学校里面读书一样，我1年级读完了，所以我就再不用读1年级了那种概念，这是错误的概念。以前访如意宝在学院的时候，从1984年开始到90年之前，每年访如意宝会讲一遍入行论，然后会讲一遍那个普贤上师言教就是每年一遍所以你看这个是多么重要的一件事情。所以在那个时候，不管你是堪布也好，活佛也好，任何时候你听过也好，没有听过也好，每年大家都是再一次的共同的学习共同的再去这个闻思这个入行论以及前行的这个教法所以呢，我们闻思的时候，以前我听过，我就不再听了，不要这样想。我们闻思是一直不断的，直到我们成佛我们都是要经过闻思的在藏地有一位就是这个老堪布就是非常了不起的一个大德，叫做堪布屈恰他是在一生的过程当中就是讲法，然后呢最后圆寂的就比如说是圆寂的前2天还在讲法，后来呢访如意宝就说我们现在在藏地有很多的大德圆寂了之后有很好的很多不可思议的瑞相，然后但是呢访如意宝说我觉得最不可思议的瑞相就是这个大德的瑞相。为什么呢？他说他在圆寂之前的前1天还在讲法，还在弘扬佛法，还在给众生这个闻思的机会，所以他说这个是最不可思议的一个就是最了不起的一个这个瑞相所以呢我们所说的闻思就是非常重要的
When it comes to learning, contemplating, and practicing, this is actually the utmost importance, has the utmost priority as a Dharma practitioner. Because without learning and contemplating, there will be no practicing. And then when it comes to learning and contemplating, you cannot have this attitude to think that, oh, I've heard this teaching once, that's all I need. I don't need to worry about it, or I don't need to go back to it anymore. Because if we able to hear a teaching once, we are able to gain certain level of understanding. If we listen to the teaching again, then we are able to develop more understanding, and we are able to develop more understanding as well as engage on our practice on the next level, in a deeper level. Nowadays, there are actually many people regarding this learning and contemplating Buddha Dharma like it's almost like a school, such as that, oh, I finished first grade, I don't need to go back to first grade anymore. That's not really the case when it comes to Buddha Dharma. For his during the time Lama Buddha's Academy, from 1984 to 1990, His Holiness Jimmy Rinpoche would give teaching on this teaching, the Guide to Bodhisattva Way of Life, as well as the word of my perfect teacher every year, at least once every year from 1984 to 1990. So during that time, every year, whether you are someone who is Kempo, or you're a Tuku, you would learn these teachings again and again over these years, every year. And that you will learn the teachings such regarding the Bodhisattva as well as preliminary teaching, because these teachings really have utmost importance. So you really should not adopt this attitude where if you feel like you learn it once, then you don't need to learn about it anymore. That's not the right attitude to learn Buddha Dharma. That we need to continue to learn and continue to contemplate until we attain Buddhahood. There was this one great master in Tibet in the earlier times called Khenpo Chucha. He was really a great master that he spent his whole life giving Dharma teaching to students and sentient beings, even 2 days before his parinirvana. So His Holiness Drimed Rinpoche once said that there are actually many great masters in the Tibetan region who show great signs of accomplishments when they pass into parinirvana. All these signs are great, but I think the most accomplished sign is the sign of this great master, because even 2 days before this great master going to parinirvana, he continues to give teaching sentient beings. He continues to give opportunity for sentient beings to learn Buddha Dharma. So this is really learning and contemplating is actually something really important that we need to always keep it as a priority in ourselves.
所以呢，我们对于闻思修这个部分，我们要非常的重视。如果我们想要解脱，我们想要脱离轮回，想要利益众生的话，这是完完全全不能忽略的一件事情。所以呢，我们在闻思的方面一定要就是非常精进的。所以在这里我们比如说入行呢已经讲了一阵子了，这里有很多道友都是蛮精进的。从头到尾几乎都没有缺过课，从来没有缺席过，尤其是我这里要提到的一位就是台湾的道友，就是文章师兄，非常的精进，我们在这里讲课的时候，以前我们是早上的课、晚上的课2个都有的时候，几乎他没有缺席过，这个是非常好的一个现象啊。我们作为一个修行者，对于佛法要有恭敬心，要有稀奇的心呐。有很多人觉得这个是佛法就没有关系，这里有那里有。如果是我们对这样的一个态度的话，我们的加持也得不到，我们真正的佛法没有办法进入到自己的心里面去的。一旦我们对佛法有了恭敬心，然后对这个佛法有希求心，这样的时候呢，我们才真正的能够学习到一些东西。所以呢，这个就是作为一个修行者、闻思者的话，我们不缺席这个课是非常重要的。我们修闻思每一步法，最好就是除了有一些非常大的事情你缺席的话，那就没有办法。但是呢，至少最好呢就是不要缺席这个课，这是很重要的一件事情。这个也是曾经法王如意宝在佛学院的时候常常会强调给我们说，你不要缺席闻一部法的时候最好不要缺席因为常常缺席缺课的这个话会导致我们在修行的过程当中，我们修行上会有一些违缘障碍因为你缺课的这个就是一个不好的缘起，你把这个修行善法这个中间断掉，这是不好的一个缘起所以法王如意宝是非常强调，就说不缺课这是非常强调的。所以我本人来说没有什么别的功德，但是呢，至少在法王如意宝座前待了14年呢，这个时候法王是每天都有课的，我没有缺过课，从来没有缺过课。不但是法王如意宝的，其他的堪布门的课，我曾经有一位堪布的课，我好像缺过1-2次，除了之外的话就没有缺过课所以呢，这个也是感恩也是大恩上师的恩德。法王如意宝常常强调这个课程不能缺席，所以呢，我们也就是尽量的就是做到了这样。现在回想起来，我觉得自己也是非常的高兴因为那么珍贵的课我没有缺席，所以现在想要得到这样珍贵的课是不可能的所以呢，就是请大家也是对于闻思一定要重视然后呢，就是如果是没有很必要的情况或是重要的事情的话，闻思这个课程呢，就是最好不要缺席
So we really need to pay great priority and attention to learning and contemplating Buddha Dharma, because if we wish to attain liberation from samsara and benefit sentient beings, this is something that we must have utmost priority that we cannot ignore. So here, in terms of learning, contemplating on this teaching, the guide to Bodhisattva way of life, there are many Dharma friends here who have been very diligent that they have never skipped a class. And here I would like to especially mention a Dharma friend from Taiwan, Wen Zhang. He, whenever we have class, it's the morning time here to have class, but it's actually almost late nighttime during Taiwan. However, he continues to attend these teachings without skipping classes. This is really the right attitude we need to adopt, that we need to have this sense of devotion as well as the sense of wanting to learn Buddha Dharma, this sense of wanting. This is really important. It's only by having these attitudes, then we can truly able to take Dharma teaching into our own mind. So again, as Buddha Dharma practitioners, it's very important not to skip out on teachings. In terms of teachings, only really when it comes, if there's something that's critical, something truly major that you cannot ignore, you must take care of, you must skip class in order to take care of, then there's nothing you can do. But however, it's really to your own benefit that you do not skip class as much as you can to your utmost effort. Because this is actually very important, as mentioned by His Holiness Jimmy Rinpoche many times. He has said that when you engage in learning of the Dharma, listening to Dharma teaching, it's really best for you not to skip classes, because if you constantly skip classes, then this is creating a negative dependent origination in your path of practice, such that there will be many obstacles in your practice. So again, really we need to be assured of that. For myself, I do not possess much quality, but I have stayed besides His Holiness for the past 14 years. Excuse me, for 14 years. And throughout these 14 years, I have not skipped a single class with His Holiness Jimmy Rinpoche since, and he had class every day throughout those years. And also, I have not skipped many other Kempo's classes as well. However, there was one Kempo. Except that one Kempo's class, I may have skipped a class or two, but that is really all. And so this, I really, I would like really dedicate this this kind of diligence to the kindness of our Guru, His Holiness Jimmy Rinpoche, as he always emphasized on the importance not to skip classes. So now, as I continue to reminisce before, I'm actually very happy and very grateful, because these classes were really rare and precious teachings that if I skipped on them, it would be impossible for me to learn and experience to learn these teachings again right now. So again, I would really like to point out for all the Dharma friends that unless it's something that's really crucial, something major in your life that you have to take care of, it is really the best for your interest to not skip out any Dharma teaching classes.
所以呢，我们在闻思的时候也是，因为我们如果是一个世俗人的话，我们不可能把法义全部都记在心里面，不可能的所以呢，我们常常闻思一遍再一遍的时候呢，这些法义就是一遍一遍的在我们的这个相续当中，也许就是不断的存在。这样的时候呢，对我们的修行上有很大的帮助的所以，但是一旦我们只闻思过一遍，然后呢，我们的法义在相续里面没有了忘记的时候，那我们的修行也自然就不会有任何的进步就像菩提心这样，如果是每天我们能够听一遍，或者每天能够恢复一遍，在自己的闻思里面去想一遍的话，这个利益很大，就在我们的相续当中种下了一个非常非常好的一个种子所以我们每天在想的就是菩提心，利益众生这样的善的念头，而不是常常想一些无聊的，就是没有任何意义的，或者是甚至是嗔恨心、嫉妒心等等的这样的念头所以呢，我们不断的闻思，不断的去 怎么说啊？像我们就是充电一样的，不断的在自己的相续里面充满一些善的就是能量，一些就是说菩提心的这样的心念这样的话就是对我们的今生也好，来世也好对我们的这个要利益众生也好，或是自己就是脱离轮回也好，都有非常大的帮助所以呢，这一点我们要常常记住我们在这个世间里面，一切都是无常就是像今天这样的一个情况下的话，整个世界都在一个不稳的状态当中，那这个是就是一个轮回的现象，这个也就是一个自然的现象没有什么，其实本来不是今天，以前也就是一样的，只是我们没有观察到而已，一切都是无常所以呢，在这样我们有限的一个时间当中呢，我们必须要把这个时间利用在有意义的事情上面这个什么叫做有利益的事情上面呢？我们就要行持闻思修行常常就是维持一个善念，利益众生，尽量的这样的话呢，我们的生命我们接下来有多少生命我们不知道，但是呢，我们这样做的话，不管接下来有多长的生命都是有意义的。
So in regarding learning and contemplating, as a mundane person, it's really impossible to memorize all the essence of the teaching right in the first time. So thereby, we need to continue to learn and contemplate the teachings we receive, so that these teachings will take a foot in our mind stream and will become more and more stable in our mind stream. That we would not forget about these teachings. And so that we can continue to progress in our path of practice. Such as in terms of bodhicitta, if we are able to learn and contemplate the teaching of bodhicitta once every day, it will really serve great benefit for us. It will really plant these positive seed of bodhicitta in our mind stream, such that our mind can be can be filled with these positive teachings, these positive things such as bodhicitta instead of mental afflictions or five poison, etc., etc. So we should really try to treat our mind stream as a battery, that we need to recharge our battery with these positive things, such as bodhicitta or genuine dharma teaching, etc. So thereby, it will not only it will be beneficial for this life and future life, it will be really have great benefit. So this is something I really wish everyone to really remember, because everything is impermanent. As we can see today in this world, right now the world is such unstable situation. It's actually really not just today, but it's actually has been the same every day. It just we didn't see it, that everything is impermanent. So here, with our life, with our limited life in a limited time, we really must utilize our time, our life on meaningful things. And the meaningful thing is to learning, contemplating, and practicing the Dharma, and to always keep positive thoughts in our mind stream, and to really try to benefit sentient beings. Because we don't know how much life we might have left. But if we're able to do this, no matter how much life we have left, it will always be meaningful.
OK， 谢谢。那今天我们的课程就讲到这里了。
So thank you, and we will. This concludes today's teaching here.
接下来的话，我们就做